Welcome to Tokyosaurus. So what's up in Japan? Alright, so first of all, this isn't a new announcement on a new Iron-Blooded Orphans sequel because, well, first of all, there isn't one, and I honestly don't think there is going to be one in the future. But if this isn't about that, you may be wondering, why in the world is there a new Iron-Blooded Orphans Gundam anyways? For those of you who don't know about this, there's actually a side story to the main series of Iron-Blooded Orphans called Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans Gekkou that was published in manga format starting in October 26th of 2016, and is still going on if I'm not mistaken. The latest volume, being the third one, was just recently released with about 4 to 5 chapters per volume, so there's quite a bit of it out already. They might eventually make a series out of this side story, so I'm not going to spoil too much of this story in this video. Many of you are probably wondering this right now. If this is not a sequel, then when does this side story take place? This story takes place during the same time Iron-Blooded Orphans was happening, but focuses on a whole different cast to the original Iron-Blooded Orphans. Obviously, being a side story, I don't think you'll actually be seeing much or any of the main characters from IBO in Gekkou. So recently, a new image of a new Gundam called Gundam Dandelion Perfect Cowl from the Gekkou manga was released to the public, and people went nuts on the internet. Some people like the design, but a lot of people are making fun of it. Some are saying it looks like a Gundam wearing a backpack, some are saying it looks like a Gurren Lagann mech with a face-looking thing on his body, and some are even saying it looks like Baymax with the way his foot is shaped. I think the general consensus is that it doesn't really look like a Gundam aside from its head. Perfect Cowl Dantalion was actually revealed earlier this year in an arcade Gundam game, but those were gaming graphics and didn't exactly showcase the Gundam in its full art glory. And as the name suggests, there is a normal version of Dandelion. And just like his Perfect Cowl version, he isn't exactly a looker himself. It's one of the skinniest Gundam frames I've ever seen, but it is also one of the last amongst the 72 Gundam frames that was produced during the Calamity War, which also means it is also one of the newest and more capable Gundam frames used by Gjallarhorn during the Calamity War. For comparison, Barbatos was one of the earlier ones, being number 8. Doesn't mean Dandelion is stronger or weaker, it's just newer tech. So what is Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans Gekkou about anyways? Basically, it's about 3 characters. First, let's take a look at our main boy, RG Mirage. He is not Hush. I repeat, he's not Hush. Even though they may look very similar, they are completely different characters and completely unrelated as far as we know. If you don't believe me, just look at his arm. He doesn't have one. Or he does, but it's just a prosthetic. So, case closed. Anyways, RG was caught up in an attack by a Gundam frame on a civilian aircraft that resulted in his entire family being killed, and him being the sole survivor of the attack, which is also how he lost his right arm. The sad times led him to become a mercenary for hire, and his first job ended up being a kill contract targeting Daddy Ted, who he ends up defending instead and somehow becomes the pilot of the Gundam Astaroth. His motivations are basically to find the Gundam that destroyed his family. Daddy Ted ends up dying, and so our second main character, Vulko, and RG decides to find and protect Daddy Ted's daughter. Our third main character is Lian. Yes, that's her name, Lian. Lian decides to take revenge on the people that started this whole thing with her dad, and that's basically the exposition. This side story may end up being an OVA of some sort, or even a series at some point later on, and seeing how we haven't seen a major Gundam series in the last little while, this is becoming more and more of a possibility. Anyways, what did you guys think of the Perfect Cowl Gundam Dandelion from earlier? Like the looks of it or hate it? And more importantly, do you want a side story to Iron-Blooded Orphans animated, even if it doesn't have any of the main characters from the original series? As usual, let me know down in the comments below. Don't forget to drop a thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on notifications if you want to be updated with the latest that's going on in Japan, and I'll see you guys in the next one.